Pass, dribble, and shoot. That's how basketball works. But how about the physics of dribbling of it? I bet you didn't know there was science involved in the sports of basketball. Today, I will explain how basketball bounces or why do they bounce. Basketball bounce because of the pressurized air inside of them. Gravity of Newton's law of motion. When you dribble a basketball, your hand and gravity both push the ball towards the ground, which applied the first law of motion, the law of inertia. Newton's first law states that every object will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change its states by the action of an external force. It means there is no net force acting on an object. As it drops, the ball accelerates and speeds up, which apply the second law of motion. Second law explains how the velocity of an object changes when it is subjected to an external force. The law defines a force to be equal to change in momentum, or change in time. It wants to stay in motion, so the ball pushes into the ground. When it hits, compressing the air inside, the ground pushes up with an equal but opposite amount of force, resulting in the ball bouncing back up into your hand, which is applied the third law of motion. The third law states that for every action in nature, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The energy in the compressed air is transferred back with the ball pushing it back into motion. If you were to take your hand away and stop dribbling, the ball would continue to bounce due to the Newton's first law, but would slow down and eventually stop due to friction. The more air pressure inside, the harder it will push on the sides of the ball, and the more bounce you'll get. This is why an underinflated ball won't bounce very well because there is not enough air pressure inside to maintain the forces necessary for bounce.